Before I start today's video, I'd just like to mention that I am not a witch, or a warlock, or a wizard, or anything like that, okay? I'm just into the supernatural and some very weird things. I like to dabble in pretty much everything. I don't like putting labels on myself because if I do, then it'll limit my potential. I'll just operate with inside of Wicca or witchcraft, right? And see myself as nothing else, and then never try or strive for anything larger than that box. I'm not a witch. But I do want to show you something that most witches have. And most Celtic witches have. Because they understand birth trees. Which I'm sure will take over crystals at some point. I'll tell you why in a sec. And nothing against crystals, I freaking love crystals. I have so many on my desk right now. I grew up with them like everyone else, I'm sure. But this is so specific to your vibration that if you're gonna carry anything that's gonna enhance who you are, why not carry something that resonates at your exact frequency? On every level, expressing all of your characteristics, your quirkiness, your humor, your braveness, your boldness. This right here is my Celtic wand. It's made out of my Celtic birth tree, hawthorn. And if you look at the descriptions, you'll see that it describes me very well. The reason why I got this is because, well, like I said earlier, why not have something that's an extension of yourself vibrationally? This doesn't take away from your power. I posted a question on my community a few weeks ago, and a lot of people said that they wouldn't want something like this because they wouldn't want to, rely on something else outside of them as a means of power or magic, because it would somehow make them weaker. You gotta understand, this adds to who you are. It doesn't take away. It doesn't take away at all. One of the easiest ways of thinking about these wands is to look at it like a giant finger, actually. If you never had a wand, you just had yourself, right? Astrologically speaking, you think and you feel and you behave in a certain way. Your characteristics are quite literally written in the stars, and you can read them on your horoscope. And so let's say you're really feeling like yourself and you look at someone, right? And you want to put across an intention, but just staring at them isn't really working. And so maybe you'll point if you're really angry, like you did this, right? No one likes being pointed at because it feels like a threat. It feels like for some reason a finger has power, and it does. A lot of mages, they use 2 fingers or just one, and they make their symbols in the air. Now imagine if your finger was much longer. There's my familia. Her name is Kimiko. And it's a very large finger that is basically another version of you, which never changes, by the way. More on that in a second. That's very important. It's a very large finger that is an extension of you. Your thoughts can travel down the wand and towards the person or thing that you're casting a spell on. I wouldn't cast a spell on the person. I'm into manifestation, so why not just have it there, right? Matter of fact, how you use a wand is you hold it whilst you pray, or you carry it with you whenever you're doing some type of work or worship, right? So you just hold it like this. I like to keep this one on my desk whenever I'm thinking, because as a creative person, I find that I tend to become more creative when I'm holding a stick that also has my same level of creativity. And so, magic wands, they are very cool. I didn't make this one myself. I actually had this one made by a guy in Italy because a lot of people debated or downright argued with me that this was impossible, that the hawthorn shrub / miniature tree just couldn't be turned into something like this. But eventually I found someone that thought just like me and had worked with this tree before and was able to actually make this within inside of a week. They sent it to me in about 2 days from Italy. I'm in North Carolina. That was pretty quick. I'll leave his link in the description below. He knows I'm doing this. This wasn't a sponsor or anything like that. I just said to him, hey, I'll shout you out on my channel because you did such a good job. You have a YouTube channel? Okay, so the reason as to why this is so important, actually, being the object that it is because your character can change slowly based on the influences around you. But this stays the same, you know? You'll meet a lot of people and your character will start to shift, and you might dip in and out of certain qualities that you had before. But again, this stays the same. As if you hold your wand, you'll find you get back to normal. It's kind of like wearing your favorite clothes after not quite being yourself for a while. You'll start to feel like more and more of yourself the more you start to wear your favorite jacket and or shirt. Colors can do the same things to us. If we wear a ring that's of our favorite color, we'll find that we'll often behave like ourselves, but that goes into something else. Not just the colors of the rings, but also what they're made out of and all the gems that are in the ring. This video is on wands, so let's stick to wands. It's not just external influences around you that change who you are as a character, but every 30 years, astrologically speaking, you also become different. Circumstances in your life begin to change to the point where you stop experiencing the same things you've been experiencing for the past 30 years. So let's say after 30 years, you still want to feel kind of like yourself a little bit. You want to dip your toe in the past version of you. Well, holding a wand will help because again, it's suited towards your character. But yeah, this is the video on wands. I've been warming you up to this. I'm not sure if my audience is interested in anything like this. I don't make them, although it'd be nice if I did. I just don't know if it's worth buying all of the gear in order to make something like this, a lathe and so forth. I know that I could if I had the tools. I just don't think it's quite for me just yet. But again, that dude from Italy can do this for you in little to no time.